Islam Sheikh Dwayne Bey, my Moorish American Nation and family. Islam. It is May the 13th, 2022, and this is holy day for us as Moors. I'm on break at Burger King. Let's see here. Let's see if you can. So let's see. It's 11:55, so I need to go back on at 12:25. Yeah. So that's Suns and Earth. This building was damaged during the tornado that happened. I think it was September the 1st, 2021. And I did a video about. This is the place where I used to get a lot of my organic food from. A lot of moringa powder, Himalayan salt, chlorophyll, incense, sage, frankincense. I will go there quite a bit. So they still haven't opened. I don't know if they're coming back. So that was September 1st, 2021. This is the Safe Light building I have a picture of, and they're still working on it. It still has a sign up. There's no customers, but all that was like torn completely down. In the front, the front was like demolished. So Islam. So I'm going to continue. Today it was an odd day. Let me just start off, and I'm going to speak about it because it's good, because I like to say therapeutic to speak about it, because if you don't speak about things that could be mentally stressful, then especially if you are navigating in a city where you don't know anyone personally, and you are experiencing many odd behaviors from the citizens that you are among, I think it's very important. So that's one of the main reasons. It's good to keep journals. And also lawfully, Islam, lawfully to keep journals, because you'd be surprised what unclean spirits can create and disguise why they choose to create a lawsuit, why they want to sue. Especially if they're dealing with some form of demonic and unclean occult rituals of some sort. Islam, and what I'm about to say has nothing to do with that. But this is a reality. You have places, many all over the globe. I posted this today, where you have spirits, and this is my belief. This is my belief. I'm not, and other Moors that. Other Moors that actually speak on the same level, but maybe on different terms, maybe on the same level, but maybe not exactly on the same manner as I state. Where I believe that unclean spirits do different rituals and for many reasons, and you don't know why, but if you're not on a spiritual level, if you don't know, then you think, what is going on? Why is this unclean spirit saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. He loves you, she loves your son. Brother loves you, brother paid. And using words continuously over and over again. So I just posted the word ritual earlier today, and I thought about it again today and what I'm about to say, because I was like, you could do different rituals of that's healing for you. Like Imani and I, we pray, that's a ritual. We light our incense, that's a ritual. A lot of times I say, Allah, thank you for killing, destroying all unclean, unnatural spirits. Sometimes I don't use the word spirit, but that's exactly, at all times, it's about the spirit. These are rituals. You eat dinner, you pray over your food, that's a ritual. Some that go to church on Sunday, celebrate Easter, what they consider Easter. They say Easter Sunday. That is a ritual. What are the rituals? Celebrating Christmas and doing certain things, getting with families. These are implementations of rituals. Halloween, going trick-or-treating. that is an implementation of rituals. So there's many ways you can demonstrate a ritual. Many ways. So today, as I was, I came in at 10. I noticed this Spanish-speaking, I'm pretty good at can tell those that speak Spanish or maybe Hispanic or be from South Central America or from Mexico. I can pretty much tell. Hold on, my arm is getting tired of holding this up. Okay, let me try this one. He came in and he wanted to pay for his meal at Burger King. I'm on break with a $100 bill. And I said, Phyllis, here's the $100 bill. And she took the money out of my hand. And I was like, okay, that's, because so many times she doesn't want to take money or stuff out of my hand. But she put the 20s on the counter. I was about 4 steps away from her, or 4 feet away from her. So she put it on the counter. She said, here it is, or something like that, here. And I was like, okay. So I grabbed the 20s and I put him, gave him his change back. I didn't know how to take it, her doing that, because a lot of times she don't, she just wants me to put the stuff down, and she don't really want to touch my hands, and so forth. Or like I said, stand next to her. But I was like, maybe I'll just easily stand next to her, because it was just me and her on the front line. Then as I was getting ready to prepare a meal, she was at drive-thru, and I noticed that she was walking towards me. So I put the bag on the counter, and I was like, and she grabbed the bag. But then I did notice that that which looked to be from Mexico, South and Central America, I'm not sure where. He was on his phone, a camera. Some of the phones, they have a huge dot to show that they have the camera. He was on one of those phones. But nonetheless, I thought about it to myself. I was like, this is the perfect time for me to start possibly handing her the food, and she hands it back to me to see how that goes, and if she feels comfortable doing that. I don't know. Because a lot of times she don't want me in a drive-thru, and sometimes when I think the customer might have to wait, and it's not that, and I can run over there real quick, I do get it, because I'm thinking about the customer. I get the drink or something that's in a drive-thru real quick, or coffee. If I think the customer might have to wait and I can get it, and everybody's busy, I run and get it real quick, and if nobody else can do it. So this is what happened. A customer ordered a medium sweet tea with heavy ice. He's a black male regular. He works at Whole Foods. He comes in quite often. I see him when I go to Whole Foods. It's not the same black male that was saying that he wanted to give me something for free, and he was a manager, and that I have on videotape. It's another black male. And when I go to Whole Foods in the afternoon, he is usually there, and usually somewhere, maybe in the produce or whatever. But he's been coming to Burger King for a little while, regularly. Okay, he was, and he had on, and I asked him. I said, okay, you work at Whole Foods. This was just like a week ago. And he said, yes, I do. And I said, yeah, I noticed when I come in there, I see sometimes you walking around the area I'm at, I can see, because you're sort of close to the vicinity. And then he's like, yes. I was like, okay. And I just continued professional. And then, so he was here, he was at Burger King today at the front counter, and he wanted a sweet tea with extra ice. And it was just only me and Phyllis on the front line. And the tickets it was busy, so I went ahead and got the medium sweet tea from the drive-thru. I put extra ice and got the sweet tea for him, and I gave it to him. And I told her, I said, Phyllis, I got the sweet tea because it was just you and I. I got the sweet tea for him, and then she said, you sew FUCKING FOOL. She said food, and then she used the F, and I said, Phyllis, ritually, can you not curse? Ritually, I do not curse. I don't curse as much as possible, but definitely try, not to restrain myself on the at a business in front of customers. And she used the word FUCK, like I hear a lot of them use sometimes in front of customers. The word FUCK. A lot of people, when you think of FUCK, they're using the word in a way to, I don't know, it's a curse word, but people when they speak in a sexual intercourse, they use this word a lot of times. And she walked away, and she didn't say, I didn't say that, but she said something in a way, in a continual way of what she was finishing in that moment of cursing. She walked away towards the drive-thru, and I told her, I said, ritual, I do not do that. I do not curse. So and this is in front of the black male customer and another Spanish-speaking male. He also had a phone that had a camera in his pocket. Looked like he was Spanish-speaking, from Mexico, El Salvador, South Central America, and another male, I think it was. I'm not sure. I think he was on the side, and I don't know why. I didn't do anything. And I explained. I said, and I told her, I said, it was just you and I. So I went in the drive-thru and I got the medium unsweet tea, heavy ice. Now what I have done when she's at the drive-thru, sometimes when there's food to be handed out to a customer, I have handed it out to the customer when I don't see her there. But then when she walks behind me, because she's coming from the office or from close to the office, she's done like this, move or something like that, like I wasn't supposed to do that. So even when I see a customer waiting for their food, I try not to even hand the food out in the drive-thru. I just put the food on the counter while she's in the drive-thru. So and at the time there was a black male. Yes, there was a black male at the front counter, and there was also a black male in the drive-thru when she used the word FUCKING, food. So, because I remember, because the black male, I was thinking I would have handed him his food, but I've done that too many times, and it was definitely implied I shouldn't, because she didn't want me to drive through. So, I don't know why she feels so comfortable to curse. I mean, she's a manager. I don't know why she feels so comfortable to curse like that in front of customers in such a manner. And it's like, and according to constitutional rights, you would think definitely it's extremely abusive, especially using the word FUCKING in front of males. So I don't, many times, like I said, I can't tell you how many times I do prayers, and once again, what I just said, I was just saying, because I used the word ritual. I said ritually, I do not curse. Let me see what time it is. Especially while I'm at employment. It's just like, for example, I can still consider her new. Her name is Toya. She's will be considered African American unless she claims a nationality. She tried to speak to me about something about Phyllis and the manager in a low tone, and I said, no, don't include me. I don't have conversations about the co-workers or the managers unless in that manner. If you don't talk to me about someone or anything like that. If you're upset or you're complaining, and I told her that because I'm like that is, to me, could be considered gossiping. And in my thought process, if you cannot say it in a meeting or in a professional manner in that way, I don't think it, especially in that form of communication, it shouldn't be done, because, and also it can be misconstrued. So she's complaining about in that moment it was she used the word Phyllis, the manager, okay, but it could be construed as though I was involved in that gossip with the communication back and forth, and that's why I told her, don't tell. Police don't speak to me about someone else or about the managers. And yesterday, she said, "Do you remember you had diagnosed me?" she said something was wrong with her eye. And she said, "You remember when you diagnosed me?" I said, "I didn't diagnose you." She said, "You remember when I was sick?" And she was saying there was a time she was sick, and I said, "Oh yeah, I think I do remember you saying you were sick, but I know I didn't diagnose you. I think that you told me you weren't feeling well, and the conversation was so short, and that was it. But I'm pretty sure I didn't have a conversation with you, especially in reference to diagnosing in that manner." But anyway, she was saying that her eye was swollen yesterday. Yesterday is May the 12th, 2022. I don't know. So anyway, and otherwise that's my day. So I'm I did tell Carl, and spoke to Carl about another coworker that would curse, and I spoke to them because I was hoping that it would stop. But it seemed like after I had a meeting with Carl, the cursing on the front floor was just like done like purpose. It's like people just start doing it even more and more and more, and even in the back, just cursing. It's like all of a sudden just start saying the word F, whatever. And I remember Thomas was like, one time when he was upset, he was like, "You can't tell people what not to say out their mouth," stuff like that. I was like, I'm thinking about the customers, because the customers, once again, the customers are right there, they can hear. So let's they know the customers, and let's just like saying, like Thomas, the manager, saying Mo to the customers. How you doing, Mo? Customers come up to him saying Mo. I've heard customers actually greet me saying Mo, but I don't say nothing to them in reference, because if that could be, if I engage in that manner, that takes away from my professionality, and then there you go. They could be upset and call the manager and say something that I said totally different. I can't tell you how many times I've heard customers. I don't know if they are connected to the military, the United States Navy, Army. This is a thought that I'm experiencing, or the police. I have no idea, and I don't know if they are connected. I don't know if that military is naturalized or unnaturalized. But I can tell you how many times I've heard customers, when they step up, like hearing them say brother, say Mo. So Thomas and some other coworkers, still they say love. I've heard many address customers as love. They say baby and stuff like that. I don't do that. And now I'm at the point I try to say yes. I'm going to start heading back. The reason why is because of gender, transgender, and just you don't know sometimes. You think you know, you don't know, and then somebody get upset or you offend somebody. But if you keep, I'm learning. I still sometimes slip and say she or her or miss or Mrs. or lady. But I'm trying my best to implement yes in all aspects as much as possible. I definitely don't try to say man. Or woman. So in reference to rituals, when you do rituals, you're doing rituals for a certain reason, and so one of the rituals I do many times is too many times is thank you Allah for killing and destroying all unclean abomination spirits. This is a prayer that I do. Now, if you're not unclean and abomination in spirit, then I'm not talking about you. So you shouldn't be offended. But when you are unclean, unnatural, and you abomination, then you might be offended. Islam, or if you're trying to violate constitutional laws of freedom, you trying to do criminal acts, you trying to force yourself upon someone, physically, mentally, and so forth, then you might, yes, then that could offend you because you're performing in a way that is would be considered valid. Islam. So many times I do these prayers, mentally, spiritually, and physically. So I'm gonna go ahead and head back in. I'm saying Islam to you, and this is our holy day. Imani Gray Bay and I, we don't know any one person here in Annapolis, Maryland as naturalized Moors. Naturalized means we have affirmed to uphold the constitutional laws of this landmass, which is an organic constitution. Naturalized means we are natural divine beings in many words. And the Constitution includes the 13th Amendment with 20 sections. Our nationality is Moorish American. And so Imani and I, we do not. And so if you have affirmed and taken an oath to uphold constitutional laws of this landmass, the 13th Amendment and 20 sections, that means you have affirmed that all men and women are free. So when there's no reason for those that are connected to the military to be saying they paid, brother paid, that or to say they paid and brother paid and then imply that they paid for somebody if they've been naturalized. Islam, unless they're being used by a foreign entity as a weapon or some form of a terrorist. Islam. So let me head back in. Because when you've been truly naturalized, then you have been naturalized to say that all men and women are free. That's section 19 of the 13th Amendment with 20 sections. It's May 13, 2022. And I'm not, and also average citizens, all right, because you can focus on those that are unnaturalized as military, but there's also average citizens, average, well-dressed African Americans that can be used or demonstrate acts of terrorism, harm, pale skin, those that speak Spanish. Unclean spirits come in many bodies all over the globe, and there are clean spirits as well, all over the globe in the same bodies. Islam.